do not have surgery. Call Dr. Fernando Ranella, MD, and ask him about the new ozone therapy and how it can eliminate your back pain once and for all. End your suffering today. Call Dr. Fernando Ranella, the Center for Back Pain Management, 561-819-6325. That's 561-819-6325 or injectpainaway.com.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Sometimes life needs adjustments to work out for us, and making these adjustments can be difficult to see. Welcome to Change for a Better Life, Love, and Health with Nadia, a weekly empowerment show hosted by world-traveled Nadia Rosh, as she brings needed information to help you select the right path in life's challenges, relationships, and just taking care of your body. Nadia welcomes all questions on the show by calling 888-565-1470 and asking anything that you're having a problem with. You can see Nadia on changeforthebetter.tv, as each week she will bring new solutions to your life. And to reach Nadia directly, call 954-907-5176. Now, let's get ready for change with Nadia Rosh.
Hello, everybody. This is Nadia Rosh in my program Change for the Better Life, Love, and Health. And I wish everybody a very healthy year. And I will try to help everybody to make their health is much, much better. So today we're going to talk about thyroids. It's a very important gland what we have on the front of our neck. And with me today, continue talking Dr. C. Boyce. He's natural health practitioner, and we're going to talk about this problem what millions of people this day have it. Hello, doctor. You here?
Hello, Nadia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good, and Happy New Year to you and your family.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, thank you. I want to talk today about thyroid gland, what important in our body. This gland provide and produce several thyroid hormones, what is very important in our body. So I know you very interesting in this topic and want to help people to do their health much better.
Yes.
So what we're going to talk about, why a problem is coming, what is actually caused these problems, and how we can do solution of these problems.
Okay, there. Just to make it, just to let you know, the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists suggests that thyroid disease, which is called hypothyroidism, could be more common in North America than diabetes. As many as 25 million have abnormal thyroid function, which is more than double the number currently diagnosed. What is thyroidism? Thyroidism is we have two glands, which is like a butterfly shape, the shape of a butterfly at the lower part of our neck. Mm-hmm. Women, men, we all have it, but it's mainly affects women more so than it do men. It's when one of the ways you could tell when someone has a thyroid imbalance is there is a ring of fat around the bottom part of the neck. Mm-hmm. Usually you see that in women. Now, the thyroid, which people don't talk about very much, is very, very crucial to most of our health, most of the body health. It is very important. I mean, it controls metabolism. It controls mood. It controls a lot of areas of the body.
Yeah, the
Just
low
to try to
thyroid
cover-
function is actually creates symptoms like low energy, weight gain, dry skin, constipation, hair loss, and depression, and many, many things what people even not related with this disease. They think it is
Yeah.
cause something else, but it's how important to know what is actually real problem in your body.
Well, the main cause of hypothyroidism, the main thing in three elements. One is iodine.
Yes,
One is
everybody know that.
magnesium,
Yes.
and one is vitamin D3.
Mm.
But the most important one is iodine.
Iodine, yes.
Iodine used to be put in certain foods like bread and so forth back in the day in this country, but they have completely removed iodine from most foods or any food product that you can find because of its positive effect on the human life. They have removed these things so that, of course, big pharma companies can make big money when people get sick.
That's
But
true.
the situation is there are four hormones four thyroid hormones that we have. Now they're classified as T1, T2, and T3 and T4.
Mm-hmm.
The most active one is T4.
T4, yes.
And you can only get that from iodine, natural iodine, iodine that people can eat, can drink. Now, what happens is when the thyroid is deficient in the T4, it can cause problems with the liver, and it could cause additional problems as well. When you have insufficient iodine or no iodine, the foods we eat, thyroid glands tend to get out of control. To give you an example, I put it this way. If you have low iodine, you have low thyroid hormones. If you have no iodine, you have no thyroid hormones.
Mm.
So you don't get T1, T2, T3, or T4 if you're not getting iodine. Most people don't talk about it because they don't know about it because it's not discussed in the medical field.
Right.
See, doctors don't talk to you about iodine because it's a natural element. It's not synthetic unless you find an artificial iodine produced by some pharmaceutical company. But iodine is a natural mineral that comes in foods that you find in various foods. We can't cover that today because it will take quite a bit of time.
Yes.
But the important thing is when people are tired, people are sluggish, people are fatigued, it even creates insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
They think, they think it's this, they think it's that, but 9 times out of 10, it is the thyroid hormones that are out of whack. Okay, well, I would say out of balance. And
so there's out the balance of iodine.
Well, it's out of balance because it's not getting iodine.
Yeah.
Iodine makes it work. Without iodine, it doesn't work. Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And there's also a thing called Graves' fever, which is a form of hypothyroidism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when people are deficient in this nutrient, it creates this imbalance. The thyroid gets out of whack. It gets out of balance. It cannot function like it should. It affects, like I said, it affects the liver, it affects kidneys. It affects most of the body area. And people will go to the doctor and say, well, I'm so fatigued, I'm this, I'm that, and the other. The doctor will prescribe a medication. And the medication in itself may cause the thyroid to malfunction.
Because this is synthetic things, what is not
Right.
actually,
It will cause
functional in the
malfunction.
body. Mm-hmm.
and create additional problems.
Right.
So if there's a deficiency, there's a deficiency in the thyroid, which is of course lack of iodine, and then there's a concept that doctors apply to the thyroid. They try to keep it from producing hormones, but then that reverses the process of the thyroid and causes it to be damaged more, because after they try to reverse the situation, it creates additional problems and it creates damage which is irreparable.
Right.
Now there are natural elements. There are fruits, there are vegetables that has iodine in them, natural iodine. Or an individual can go to a health food store and purchase, or get online and purchase natural iodine for intake. Okay? And if they're
But
doing
the traditional medicine to try to solve this problem by medication, synthetic medication, or they even prescribe to do surgery of the thyroid surgery, which is completely, if you remove the thyroid, your body is not going to function normally, because it's going to be the same problem
totally out of
created.
balance.
Yes,
because
unbalancing.
because the thyroid is a source of balance for the human body.
Correct.
And when doctors take out the thyroid and they tell you, well, if they remove it and they give you medication, you'll be okay, that's not true. Because they're not aware, they're not knowledgeable of the adequate amount of the nutrient that is needed for the body, because the thyroids produce that on its own through getting iodine and producing T1, 2, and T3 and 4. But nobody knows exactly how much to replace that with, because there's no measurement as to the amounts of production of the specific hormones,
Yes.
that the body gives, that the body produces. So having the thyroid removed is a very bad thing. Now, one of the main issues that's a result of thyroidism is weight gain.
Yes,
Now,
that's a big problem.
Now, sometimes if a woman goes and get on a diet, maybe she gets some nutrition, eat vegetables, fruits, whatever, she will lose the weight. But if there's not enough iodine to nurture the hormones, then as soon as she stops doing the diet, the body will go back to storing fat, because that's what the imbalanced thyroid does. It stores fat. Okay?
And also
So
you're mentioning vitamin D, which is we receive from the sunlight. And now we see a lot of doctors don't recommend it to go to the sun, which is creating another problem. People don't have enough vitamin D, and vitamin A doesn't work properly also if you just take a supplement and not enough vitamin D, so your body is not functioning normally.
It's deficient.
Yes.
Also, the doctors are telling people not to use salt. Salt, not iodized salt in the commercial box, because that's not real salt. That can cause problems. But real sea salt, or salt from Israel, or from the Malaysian
A Hawaiian
where
pink and red salt, yes, the source of a lot of
real. It has iodine in it. So when doctors are telling people not to use salt, that's another way of telling them, of preventing them from getting iodine.
Exactly.
Okay? So they have many ways to tell you how to create a problem, but they're not even exposure. There's some toxins that affects your hormone as well. I mean your thyroid hormones, and that could be something that is very common that we all deal with. We shower in it, we bathe in tubs with it, and it's chlorine.
Yeah, we talk about the
Bromine,
last two weeks. We talk about the quality of the water and the chemicals, what we're actually absorbing to having a hot bath or just shower or
right,
cooking the food with not clean water, not filtrated
right.
water. Yeah,
So when we bathe in chlorine water, we also absorb the chlorine into our tissue, into our bodies, which affect the function of the hormone because it's a high toxicity to the body. It's chlorine, bromine, and fluorine.
fluoride. Yeah,
These three toxins really do a bang up job. And see the thing about again too, most men will take a shower, yes, and some men take hot showers, but most women take showers or baths,
right.
and the bath is hot. And again, it's chlorinated water, and it opens up the pores. The body sucks the chlorine in. So women have many ways of getting toxins in to affect their thyroid, and they have other ways of losing. For example, as I mentioned, I think before on another program, that when women have a cycle, they lose vitamins and minerals and nutrients each month. And without replacing some of those nutrients and vitamins, they become deficient. Well, iodine is one of them that's in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
So if they lose in the blood, they lose in the iodine.
Right.
So there are a lot of different ways that people have been affected negatively as far as their thyroid. Now just think, if your thyroid is out of balance, you're going to gain weight. And when you gain weight, it creates additional problems for the kidney, the liver, the spleen, the bladder. So, it's just a vicious cycle.
Yes,
So if
people
we get-
start sweating, people start losing the hair and nails, and it's so many problems created by this thyroid. And
a lot of
yeah,
problems.
we're especially talking about the woman, but men also have a thyroid problem. Not that much as a woman, but also they have this problem, and they say, "Oh, I'm just tired." But this is not caused because they're working hard. This is also the function of the thyroids. So they have to go, if some symptoms they have it, they have to go and check the level of the thyroids and see if this is a cause the problem.
For example, there are people that are bipolar, and that seems to be a common thing they're trying to tell everybody these days. They're bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a medication that is given to bipolar patients that is called lithium.
Mm-hmm.
And lithium really messes up. It really brings on hypothyroidism. It messes up your thyroid. And because of that, of course, if somebody this is bipolar and they start taking this medication, which negatively affects the thyroid, then that individual start to gain weight. And then they start to have another problem. And then they give them medication, and some of the medications, as I stated earlier, are affecting the thyroid negatively. It causes the thyroid to malfunction.
Right.
But doctors don't tell you anything about that because they're not concerned about that.
And usually doctor is not check every problem what a person have. They just asking the symptoms what a patient have it, and they not related this with anything else. What lifestyle this person have, what kind of food he eat or she eat, and this has caused a more problem when people just start doing a healthy lifestyle and eating more vitamins, taking more vitamins and providing the healthiest style in their life. So they're going outside, going to ocean, going to the park and walking more and receive vitamin D by the sunlight. And Yes, this is because of you are natural health practitioner. What is your recommendation for the humans to what kind of remedy they can take it to
Well,
to
you mean
feel
to remedy
better,
this
to
situation?
solve this problem? Yeah.
Well, it's not very difficult. It's really not very difficult. Like I said, if they're not too far gone in the hypothyroidism situation, they can start taking iodine. It comes in a low dosage. You can get it from any natural health food store, not GNC, but a natural health food store.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you how much to take, or they can talk to a practitioner or a natural health individual, and they will tell them what they should get. Also, as we I think we mentioned some time ago, eating a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, because there are a lot of vegetables that have iodine in them. And getting sunlight. The doctors are telling people to stay out of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason people have problems when they go in the sun is because they're not in the sun enough to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because if your skin is not used to sunlight, and you go out in the hot sun and stay for 30, 40 minutes, you're going to get burned. You're going to get literally burned because the skin is too delicate. It's not used to the heat temperature, so it will be damaged. But if people were to go in the sun with clothes on, not naked, but with clothes on, whether they're Caucasian or whether they're black or whatever, if they go in the sun with clothes on,
Mm-hmm.
shirt, long sleeve shirt, long pants, they will keep the skin covered enough so that the sun can go through the clothing. But because there's a gap between the clothing and the skin,
Right.
there's an element of air and moisture between the clothes. Of course, if the clothes is tight, then that throws it out the window. It's useless.
And also
But
the better to use natural fabric for the
Natural
clothes is a
fabric,
linen,
yeah.
is a silk or cotton. This
Right,
is
because-
not going to cause any chemical reaction with the synthetic fabric.
Like the same, the fabric, because the fabric being synthetic, it's made up with some form of chemical.
Right.
So if they wear that, and they will have issues. But like I said, I mean, in Arabia, in the Arabian countries, we know that people are in the desert with high temperatures,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not walking around naked because they know better.
Yeah, they have
they have
3-4 pieces of clothes at the same time to create a natural air conditioner between the layers of the clothes.
As well as absorbing the vitamin D.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, I don't know what Westerners think that they have more wisdom than everybody else, but it's strange that people in those countries don't have skin issues.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in very high temperature heat on a constant basis. I mean, if you go to the beach, just to give you an example of what they experience, go to the beach when it's about 100 degrees out and stand on the sand and see what happens. You have heat coming up from the bottom and heat coming from the top.
Right.
Now, these people in those eastern countries, they experience that on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And they do not have the skin issues and the cancers and the tumors and malignancies that people here have, because people here, they want to be in air conditioned all the time, which is a problem for the skin. Doctors don't tell people that. But they want to be in air conditioned all the time. And then when they go out in the sun, they want to go naked in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to have a problem.
Right.
You're going to have a skin problem. It's not the sun that's doing the job. It's because you're in air-conditioned situation. You're indoors in air condition, which is artificial, which affects your skin negatively. And then when you go out in the sun, now the skin is too weak. The cells under the skin are very weak. So
Right.
they can't take the direct sunlight.
So
And so you end up with
we have
problems.
two things now to tell people to definitely to do. This is take the vitamin D, go to the
the
sun.
magnesium.
Yeah, magnesium, iodine, and also it's very important to manage the stress, because the stress is also very effective to the thyroids. And so many people have a stress at work or in family, and after that they have dysfunction of the thyroids. So also it's important to do exercise, and better to do exercise not in the gym, but do walking
Outside.
or things, outside, when you have connection with the earth and you breathe the air, not just the artificial air from air conditioner. So and also just to check your health regularly. If you feel something unusual feelings, to better to check yourself what is going on.
Well, that's true, but people also need to recognize the fact that there's a need to eat foods that are alive.
Exactly.
Green foods that are alive, that provide the nutrients that the body needs. We can't go to McDonald's and get it. We can't go to Burger King and get it. We can't go to Wendy's and all these other junk food places to get it.
Yes.
So people, when individuals put themselves in that predicament, they can't complain if they're eating junk artificial stuff and then turn around and in an artificial air environment. For example, most people in this country, they're in air conditioned, they sleep in air conditioned, they wake up in air conditioned, they get an air conditioned car, you go to an air conditioned building,
Right.
work 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, get back in an air conditioned car to go back in an air conditioned house.
Absolutely no normal
No oxygen,
oxygen,
whatsoever.
yeah.
No vitamin D,
Right.
no oxygen, and people talk about Alzheimer's, but I often ask this question: how many farmers do you know that have Alzheimer's?
That's true.
Or
That's
fishermen?
true. Yeah, and also they eat the natural growing food, which is
Right.
help them to keep their health very, very good condition.
But most of all, the farmer is out from daybreak. He's in the sun all day
Right.
until sunset, and then he goes home.
That's
You
right.
see, but most people are in a building air conditioned 24 hours a day because they go from a car. People are make themselves so sickly by, it's too hot, turn the air on. Oh, it's too cold, turn the heat on.
Yes. Okay, Dr.
Okay.
Boyce, it's very good program we have today about very important issue with people, mostly women, but men also have it. And if everybody have a question, you can go to my website, changeforthebetter.tv, and ask any questions, and we will be happy to help you with your issues. And also, we're going to continue to have a program about health issues, what our country have, and try to help people to prevent any diseases. And if they have it, we're going to help to solve the problems. This is Nadia Rosh, and thank you very much to listening to my program, and see you next week.
You have been listening to Change for a Better Life with Nadia Rosh as she explores the mysteries of life, love, and health. Tune in next week for another chapter that will help you make the right choices in your everyday situation. If you wish to contact Nadia, please call her at 954-907-5176 directly, or visit the website www.changeforthebetter.tv. And thank you for tuning in for Change. The opinions expressed